Hey guys, welcome back to Paracord Planet. In this video, we're kicking off a new series called Paracord Unraveled. We're going to be diving into various lists of things that you can do with paracord that we found around the internet and testing whether that's good advice or whether that advice comes unraveled. So to kick off this new series, we'll be using paracord as a water bottle straw cleaner, as dental floss, we'll be making a clothesline, then we'll really dive deep into home economics by using paracord as sewing thread. And then, to wrap things up, we'll be testing whether paracord makes a good charging cord wrap. So I used to carry a Camelback water bottle around with me everywhere, and it started getting a little gross, so I'd try to clean it out, and it was just kind of a hopeless situation. So now I don't own a single water bottle with a straw. So for this hack, I had to borrow a coworker's. We've got this straw in a not-so-sanitary bag, and it's probably got some residue on the inside of that thing. So what I've heard you're supposed to do is take one end of the paracord and just tie it in a simple overhand knot. And that creates kind of a plug. So then we can put the other end through the straw. And once it gets to that plug, it should fit right down the side of there. Well, problem number one here. Oh, it went. And then pull it through, and that knot kind of cleans the inside of it, just from the friction. And you can actually see we've got some not so savory residue on there. So I'm actually impressed. I didn't think it would work well at all. I'm gonna call this good paracord advice. So this next one is the one that you probably clicked into this video for, paracord as dental floss. I've seen this on just about every paracord survival list out there, and I'm not real optimistic. My teeth are especially close together. I've had braces, and still a lot of normal floss doesn't fit between my teeth, and it gets stuck and frayed. So this should be a real fun experience. But of course, we're not going to be using the entire paracord. We'll take out the inner strands. So we can just cut off a section and pull out the 7 inner strands. You've probably done this for paracord crafting, but instead of using the cordless paracord, we'll set that aside and just use the guts. So let's compare that to actual floss. This is stuff that I actually like. Plug for good old Oral-B Complete. And if we lay them right beside each other, you can see that the floss actually is wider, but it is nice and flat. So this goes between my teeth nice. This we will see. Let's go test it out. Yeah, so right away I couldn't even fit it between my teeth at all. And then after some trying, I did wedge it in there, but it wasn't gonna floss. And then I actually unraveled the inner strands further into 2 strands, and then they're a lot thinner. And then I was getting it in most of my teeth, still not the back molars. Yeah, you can see it got stuck there. So I'm gonna call this one a fail. Maybe if all of your teeth are more spaced out than mine, it would work, but I'm thinking that if you're in a situation where you need to floss and don't have any floss, this isn't gonna do the job. So we've all been there after a day at the lake. We take off our wet swimming clothes and we put them in a grocery bag at the bottom of our suitcase. No guys, we hang them up to dry. Don't do that. You'll get home a couple days later after forgetting about them and they don't smell so good. So use a clothesline. I'm probably not gonna get any argument on whether paracord can be used as a clothesline or not, but let me give you some tips on how to do that successfully. So there's a couple of handy knots that it's good to know when setting up a clothesline. The first is a fixed loop, and that works to put on a hook or anything, but it also can turn into a sliding loop very easily. We just take that loop and either take the other end of the cord or a loop from the cord and pull it through, and suddenly we have a sliding loop for us to put around a tree or any other object. All right, enough of that tutorial. On to the next one. So this next one, just like the dental floss, I'm probably not the best person to test this out. Paracord as sewing thread. Probably the last time I did hand sewing was in home ec class back in junior high. Yeah, it's been a while. So I've got some embroidery needles here. They're a little bit bigger than normal sewing needles, and so I think we can maybe work with those a little bit easier. But we'll start out by taking the inner strands out again. Give ourselves a little bit of extra slack on this one. And then, okay. So to compare this to our sewing thread, it is much wider. I was thinking it would be a closer comparison, but if we look at them side by side, this is super thin compared to this. So right away, I'm not even gonna try to thread this through the needle. I'm gonna take the two strands apart, since the inner strands of paracord are actually 2 or 3 ply. Looks like this one is 2 ply. But if I can do that without shredding, that's the question. Okay, we managed to do that, but still this is way thicker than our thread is. So I'm not sure if there's much hope that we're gonna be able to thread our needles, but we'll choose the biggest one we have just in case. I think these are embroidery needles, so they're a little bit bigger already. And about half of the threads are going in there at a time. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to get them all. I wanna at least try this out and see if it will go through the fabric okay. Okay, I think I got most of it. Most might not be enough though. Well, we'll call that good. That's folded over enough. Oh yeah, we got it all the way through. Cool. So now we'll just try doing a simple seam. Act like I know what I'm talking about here. I haven't tested this out, but I did watch one quick video on just how to sew a seam by hand because that's not something I really know how to do. So we'll start out there. Okay, that's good so far. And through both layers. And then wrap it around. And I think we go down through this loop again. Wouldn't be able to tell you what stitch this is called or anything, but okay. It holds. It's probably going to be stronger than normal sewing thread actually, because it is so much wider. Oh, I didn't thread it through the loop. Oh, look at that beautiful stitch. Not. Said no one ever. So to be honest, if I was doing this with real thread, it probably wouldn't look much better. These stitches are really far apart, but it's working okay. And honestly, if I had a hole in my gear or something, it would probably get me home, as long as I know beforehand some better knots to begin and end my stitching. I'm gonna call that one a success, and I think it works. Let's turn that inside out and kind of see. Okay, not pretty, but not too bad either. That does hold, and especially if we had our end tied off, I think we'd have ourselves a rip repaired. So this last one is hands down the one that I've seen the most often. People post to our social media that they've made a 550 charging cord wrap. So I've got one in front of me here. This belongs to our social media team. This was wrapped by one of my coworkers, and it's been on there for quite a while. I think it's a year and a half or 2 years. And you can start to see on the ends that it's kinking a little bit, which is really what this is supposed to prevent in the first place. But I have never seen a cord like this kink in the middle, unless it was stepped on or something. It's usually at the ends. And so I feel as though this one might not be so worthwhile after all. If it doesn't protect the ends, then what good is it doing? So guys, sorry to burst your bubble. I think this one is unraveled. But if you have any ideas of how to do this better than this example in front of me, definitely let us know in the comments, because I would love a solution to this problem. So there you have it. The first 5 paracord hacks have been tested. If this one is too tame for you, we definitely plan on doing some more advanced or dangerous survival hacks in the future. So be sure to stick around for those and hit the notification bell so you don't miss those. If you have any ideas of what you want us to include in future installments of this show, please let us know down in the comments. Thank you for watching, guys, and we'll see you around next time.